attorneys for accused assassin Tyler Robinson will soon be asking Judge Tony Graff to modify a gag order in the case that could potentially keep any witnesses from actually talking, including political leaders, many of whom have already made statements in public.
Now, we first learned about that arrest early in the morning. It was September 12th, 6:03 a.m. President Trump making that announcement during an interview on cable news. He did not name the suspect, but he did reveal someone had turned him in. About 2 hours later at 8:04 a.m., Governor Spencer Cox identifying the suspect at a news conference saying, quote, "We got him." Cox revealing someone had called the Washington County Sheriff's Office saying Tyler Robinson had confessed that he had killed Kirk. During the same news conference, FBI Director Kash Patel addressing the arrest for the first time. He noted it took 33 hours to get Robinson into custody. September 15th, and Attorney General Pam Bondi addressing the case as well, saying, quote, "Left-wing radicals killed Charlie Kirk," and vowed they would be held accountable. She also reminded everyone the death penalty would be on the table, thanks to President Trump. Now, these are just some of the comments that Tyler Robinson's defense team calls prejudicial.
Yeah, we do have some team coverage for you tonight on this entire event. Brian Schnee looking into missing video of Tyler Robinson. That was when he turned himself in to police.
Now, Chief Investigative Reporter Wendy Halloran has more on the comments from Robinson's team, and they say the waters of justice in this case were polluted. Wendy.
Well, Heidi and Mark, Tyler Robinson's defense team, through court filings I pulled, feels the gag order should further limit the public statements that may be made by federal, state, and local government officials, some of whom are attorneys. Governor Spencer Cox checks both boxes. I tried to ask him about remarks he made. Watch for yourself. In a court filing, Tyler Robinson's defense team says even before Mr. Robinson's first court appearance, politicians, federal and state law enforcement officers, and the lead prosecution attorney in this case publicly offered their opinions about Mr. Robinson, the details of the investigation, including an alleged confession, and even specific items of evidence and forensic tests that have not yet been deemed admissible at trial. 2 days after the shooting, President Donald Trump said, with a high degree of certainty, we have him, and stated, "I hope he is going to be found guilty, and I hope he gets the death penalty." On the same date, Robinson's defense team says Governor Spencer Cox began his press conference, quote, dramatically, with the words, "We got him."
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
And later returned to the podium to say more.
There is one person responsible for what happened here, and that person is now in custody and will be charged soon and will be held accountable.
FBI Director Kash Patel went on national television saying DNA from the towel wrapped around the firearm and screwdriver were positively processed for Robinson. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi saying Utah still has the firing squad, calling Robinson a horrible human being. I asked Governor Cox about the claims made by Tyler Robinson's defense team during the governor's monthly news conference at PBS Utah.
My colleague Natalie Wattis asked you in September the following question, quote, "There's been some concerns raised about discussion of the Robinson case in national media. Are you concerned about prejudicing that case at all?"
No concerns at all. None whatsoever.
You said no concerns at all, none whatsoever. Governor Cox, as a law professional yourself, respectfully, how do you reconcile those statements? Even months before the commencement of a trial, would you consider that premature?
No.
No? Second question for you, do you believe prejudicial public statements by government officials in any way jeopardize the state's ability to allow for a fair and impartial trial by comparison to other cases, other persons accused of serious crimes? And what precisely is the apparent need to offer up comments of guilt in this particular case pre-trial?
I don't have any concerns. No.
Now, that filing also included remarks made by the Utah County Attorney, Utah County Sheriff, and Undersheriff. I reached out to Kathy Nestor, one of Robinson's defense attorneys, and asked her if those prior comments prejudiced her client's ability to get a fair trial. She thanked me for asking, but wrote that they can't comment on this one. In a footnote, they say they will file this motion before Robinson's January 16th and 30th court hearings. Mark?